Frostnip is the body's earliest warning sign that the cold is beginning to take its toll on your skin. It's the mildest form of cold-related injury, and while it doesn't cause permanent damage, it's a clear signal that conditions are harsh enough to threaten your health if you're not careful. Understanding frostnip, how it happens, how to recognize it, and what to do about it, is essential if you spend time outdoors in cold climates, whether you're hiking, skiing, working, or simply caught outside during a winter storm. When temperatures plummet below freezing, the exposed skin on your fingers, toes, nose, ears, and cheeks is at the greatest risk. The body has a remarkable ability to prioritize its own survival, and when faced with extreme cold, it quickly shifts gears. Blood vessels near the skin's surface constrict, a process known as vasoconstriction, reducing blood flow to the extremities. This helps preserve heat for the core organs, like the heart and brain, but it also means that the skin and tissues in your extremities cool rapidly. As the skin temperature drops, the first changes begin to occur. At first, you might notice that your skin feels uncomfortably cold, and a tingling or prickling sensation may develop. The affected area often turns red due to irritation from the cold, but as blood flow decreases further, the skin can become pale, waxy, or even slightly firm to the touch. Numbness sets in as the nerves become less responsive, and you might feel a mild burning or stinging sensation. These symptoms are warning signs. The tissues are chilled but not yet frozen. Unlike frostbite, which involves the actual freezing of tissue and the formation of damaging ice crystals within the skin and underlying layers, frostnip is superficial. No ice crystals have formed, and the skin structure remains intact. That's why frostnip is considered fully reversible. If you act quickly, you can avoid any lasting harm. Several factors increase your risk of developing frostnip. The most obvious is simply spending too much time in cold weather, especially if temperatures are below freezing. Windy conditions are particularly dangerous because moving air strips away the thin layer of warmth that normally surrounds your body, making the skin cool even faster. Wet clothing or skin accelerates heat loss dramatically, as water conducts heat away from the body much more efficiently than air. If your gloves or socks get wet, or if sweat soaks your base layers, your risk rises sharply. Other factors can play a role as well. People with poor circulation, whether due to medical conditions like diabetes or lifestyle factors such as smoking, are more susceptible. High altitude, dehydration, and inadequate nutrition can also make it harder for your body to generate and retain heat. It's important to recognize the difference between frostnip and frostbite. Frostnip affects only the outermost layer of skin, the epidermis, while frostbite can penetrate much deeper, damaging the dermis, fat, muscle, and even bone in severe cases. Frostnip does not involve permanent tissue damage or the formation of ice crystals, so it can be reversed with prompt care. Frostbite, on the other hand, can result in blisters, blackened skin, permanent loss of sensation, and even the loss of fingers, toes, or other affected parts. So, what should you do if you notice the signs of frostnip? The most important step is to get out of the cold as soon as possible. Move indoors or to a sheltered area where you're protected from wind and freezing temperatures. Begin rewarming the affected area gently and gradually. One effective method is to place your cold hands under your armpits or against another person's warm skin. You can also soak the affected area in warm, not hot water, ideally between 100 and 104 degrees Fahrenheit, or 38 to 40 degrees Celsius, for 15 to 30 minutes. Avoid using direct heat sources such as heating pads, fires, or hot water, as numb skin is more prone to burns and injury. It's also important not to rub or massage the cold skin, as this can cause further damage to delicate tissues. Once the area is rewarmed, keep it dry and protected to prevent further exposure. Drink warm fluids to help your body restore circulation, but avoid caffeine and alcohol, which can worsen dehydration and impair your body's ability to regulate temperature. Prevention is always better than treatment. To avoid frostnip, dress in warm, layered clothing that traps heat and repels wind. Use insulated gloves, hats, scarves, and thick socks to protect your extremities. Stay dry by wearing waterproof outer layers and changing out of wet clothing as soon as possible. Take frequent breaks in warm environments if you'll be outside for an extended period, and pay close attention to weather forecasts, especially warnings about wind chill, which can make temperatures feel much colder than they actually are. Hydration and nutrition are also important. A well-hydrated and nourished body is better able to generate the energy and heat needed to combat the cold. If you have underlying health conditions that affect circulation, take extra precautions and consider limiting your exposure to extreme cold. While frostnip itself is not dangerous if managed quickly, it's important to know when to seek medical attention. If numbness, pain, or discoloration persists after rewarming, or if you notice blisters, hard skin, or a blackish appearance, you may be dealing with frostbite, which requires immediate professional care. Likewise, if frostnip is accompanied by signs of hypothermia, such as uncontrollable shivering, confusion, or extreme fatigue, get help right away, as these are signs of a more serious, systemic cold injury. Frostnip serves as an early warning system, giving you a chance to act before lasting harm occurs. By recognizing the symptoms, understanding the risk factors, and responding promptly, you can protect yourself and those around you from the dangers of cold exposure. Proper preparation, awareness, and swift intervention are your best defenses against the harsh realities of winter weather.